All right, buckle up, everybody, because we're diving deep into a concept that just might flip your understanding of yourself and the world upside down.
We're talking wanderers,
Wanderers, right?
and not the kind who just love to travel.
Right.
No, we're talking beings from higher densities
Okay.
who choose to incarnate here on Earth
Whoa.
to help humanity evolve.
It is a bit of a mind bender, right? And the source of this wild information is pretty fascinating, too.
Yeah, it is.
We're going to the Law of One material,
Hmm.
which is, well, it's a whole series of channeled communications from this entity called Ra.
And the Law of One is really remarkable for its depth.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't just touch upon wanderers, it dives into like the very essence of reality,
Right.
consciousness, even extraterrestrial life.
Like the whole shebang.
It's just this really intricate tapestry of knowledge that was channeled back in the 1980s.
So for anyone out there who might not be familiar, Ra identifies as a sixth density social memory complex.
Wow.
Basically, a being way beyond what we can currently wrap our human minds around.
Yeah, it's something else.
Yeah.
And according to Ra, these wanderers, these volunteers from higher densities, they come to Earth with a very specific purpose, to act as catalysts for positive change.
So they're here to, like, jumpstart our evolution.
That's a really neat idea.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker.
What's that?
They come with a veil of forgetting.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't remember their origins or their mission.
You talk about a challenge, huh?
What a wild concept, right?
It really is.
It makes you wonder, like,
Yeah.
why would they choose to forget such a huge part of themselves?
Well, the Law of One suggests that this veil, it's actually crucial for maintaining free will.
Right.
If wanderers were fully aware of their mission, it might interfere with, well, with humanity's own choices in the evolutionary path.
That's a really interesting point. It's
Yeah.
like a cosmic balancing act, between offering guidance and respecting our autonomy. But, okay, say someone's listening right now.
Yeah.
How would they know if they're one of these wanderers?
Well, there are some common threads that run through a lot of wanderer experiences.
Okay, like what?
Like a persistent feeling of not belonging.
Like you're looking at everything from the outside in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A sense of disconnect from societal norms.
Right.
Maybe feeling a bit alienated from that, typical rat race.
Yeah, I can see that.
And along with that, often an overwhelming sense of empathy and compassion for humanity.
Yeah.
It's more than just feeling bad for someone suffering. It's this really deep, visceral urge to alleviate it.
Right. And what about that feeling of, like, yearning for home but not knowing where home
Yeah,
is? I think a lot of people can relate to that, even if they haven't heard of wanderers before.
Right. It's a longing for something more,
Yeah.
something beyond everyday reality.
Hmm.
And it often leads wanderers to spiritual and metaphysical teachings,
Yeah.
searching for answers to those really deep-seated questions about the universe and their place in it.
It's like an inner compass guiding them toward a deeper understanding.
Yeah, it's a powerful image.
Yeah, but if Earth is their temporary home,
Yeah.
why do so many of them struggle to adjust to life here?
Well, we have to remember that Earth, at this point in its evolution,
Mhm.
it exists in third density, a
Okay.
realm that's really focused on self-awareness and this like duality of light and darkness.
Right.
And for beings coming from higher densities where harmony and love are kind of the main forces,
Yeah.
it can be a pretty jarring transition.
It's like being dropped into a reality that's denser, more
Yeah.
chaotic than what they're used to.
It's a great way to put it.
Yeah?
It's like trying to swim through molasses after being used to, gliding through air.
Right.
The negativity and the conflict that we see so much on Earth can be so overwhelming for them.
Yeah.
Makes it hard to feel grounded and at ease.
So if they're coming from these higher densities,
Yeah.
does that mean that they're more spiritually advanced?
Well, it's not so much about being advanced
Oh.
as it is about vibrating at a different frequency.
Huh.
Think of it like tuning forks. Each density has its own unique vibrational frequency. Wanderers are just tuned to a higher one.
So they're bringing that higher vibration to Earth, like an upgrade.
That's a key part of their mission, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not about, imposing their will or dictating how things should be.
Right.
Remember, free will is paramount, even for beings from higher densities.
So no cosmic puppet masters?
No cosmic puppet masters.
Okay, good.
The Law of One really emphasizes the importance of respecting free will at every level of existence.
Okay.
Wanderers are here to guide, to inspire, and help raise that collective vibration.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the choices, the direction of humanity's evolution, that rests in our hands.
That's a powerful thought.
It is. You know, you mentioned densities earlier,
Yeah.
and it's a central concept to understanding wanderers and their purpose.
Right.
It's like a framework for grasping the levels of consciousness and the evolution of individuals.
Correct.
And even entire planets.
Yeah, it's one of those things that sounds simple at first.
Yeah.
But it gets really complex the more you think about it.
It really does.
So how would you explain densities to someone who's never even heard of them before?
Okay, so imagine a ladder
Okay.
with each rung representing a different density.
Right.
And it's not about a physical location. It's more like a state of being, a vibrational frequency.
Okay.
So Earth, like we've said, is currently in third density.
Right.
And that's a stage where we're grappling with like self-awareness, the concept of duality, and the consequences of our choices.
So that's why there's so much conflict and drama in our world.
Yeah.
We're basically in cosmic school learning about free will and responsibility.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Third density is like boot camp for the soul.
I like that.
We're learning to navigate those polarities of love and fear, service to self and service to others.
Right.
The lessons are definitely intense,
Yeah.
but they're crucial for our growth.
So what about fourth density?
Yeah.
That's a bit density Earth is supposedly moving towards, right?
Right. Exactly.
Sets it apart from third. What changes as we, climb that cosmic ladder?
Well, fourth density is often described as the density of love and understanding.
Okay.
It's where awareness expands beyond just the individual self.
Okay.
We start to perceive the interconnectedness of everything more clearly. Imagine, like, a society where compassion and cooperation are the dominant forces.
Wow. That sounds like a pretty big shift.
It is.
Almost utopian, right?
Yeah.
But how do we actually get there?
Right.
What does this transition from third to fourth density really involve?
Well, the Law of One refers to this transition as the harvest.
Okay.
And it's not about some sudden cataclysmic event, but rather a gradual shift in consciousness.
Okay.
As a planet moves into a higher density, its inhabitants also have the opportunity to,
Graduate.
graduate. Yeah.
So those who've learned the lessons of third density, mastered the art of choice and responsibility, and aligned themselves with love and service, they'll be able to make the leap.
Yeah, precisely.
But what about those who haven't quite grasped those lessons yet?
Right.
What happens to those still stuck in fear, separation, service to self?
That's a question that comes up a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and it's easy to think of it as a scenario where some people ascend and others are left behind.
Right, like some kind of judgment day.
Well, the Law of One suggests that those who haven't reached that necessary vibrational frequency for fourth density, they won't just, disappear or be punished.
Okay.
They'll just continue their lessons in third density,
Okay.
maybe on another planet that's still at that level of evolution.
So it's more like a natural sorting process based on vibrational alignment.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
It's not about being good or bad,
Right.
but rather about where your consciousness resonates.
Right.
It's about the choices you make and the energies you cultivate.
This whole idea of densities and harvest, it's incredibly thought-provoking.
It is.
It makes you really wonder about the bigger picture, the ultimate purpose of everything.
Yeah, and that's where things get even more interesting.
Okay. How so?
Well, according to Ra, the journey through densities, the evolution of consciousness, is ultimately about experiencing the Creator.
Why?
It's like this grand cosmic dance of self-discovery,
Okay.
a gradual unfolding of awareness that leads back to the source.
So even the challenges and struggles we face in third density,
Yeah.
the drama, the conflict, it's all part of a larger tapestry of growth.
That's the idea. Every experience, whether we perceive it as positive or negative, it serves as a catalyst for expansion.
Right.
It's through those experiences that we learn, we grow, and ultimately draw closer to understanding ourselves
Okay.
and understanding the Creator.
That's a really powerful perspective shift.
It is.
It makes you see beyond just the surface level of things.
Right.
And recognize that deeper purpose woven into existence itself.
It's a beautiful way to look at it.
Yeah, but going back to wanderers for a second,
Yeah.
they experience that veil of forgetting, right? So how do they actually fulfill their mission if they don't consciously remember why they're here?
That's a great question.
They don't walk around with a cosmic to-do list or anything.
Right. No.
Don't they?
That's the beauty of it.
Okay.
The Law of One suggests their mission isn't about specific actions
Right?
or following some predetermined script. It's about their very essence,
Okay.
their vibrational frequency.
So even though they might not be aware of their origins or their purpose, just their presence alone radiates this higher frequency of love and light.
Exact.
And that has a ripple effect.
Exactly. It's all
Incredible.
shared.
That's like they're walking, talking catalysts for change.
I like that.
But if they're from higher densities,
Yeah.
where those qualities are more prevalent, do they ever get frustrated
Hmm.
by, I don't know, by the density and negativity they encounter here?
It's a great question.
I mean, it must be a huge culture shock for them, right?
Well, that leads us to one of the most fascinating parts of the wanderer experience.
Okay, what's that?
The challenges and triumphs of navigating a world that often feels very out of sync with their true nature.
Yeah, it's almost like paradoxical, isn't it?
It really is.
These wanderers, they come to Earth with this huge mission, to help humanity evolve.
Yeah.
And yet they end up feeling like outsiders,
Yeah.
struggling to fit into this world that just doesn't quite vibe with their soul.
It's like they're speaking a different language almost.
Yeah.
Or being from a different planet, which in a way they are.
Right, exactly.
But if they've chosen to come here to take on this mission,
Mm-hmm.
how do they handle that feeling of alienation?
No.
How do they stay true to themselves
Yeah.
while still, contributing to the world around them?
The Law of One actually offers some really valuable insights into this.
Okay, like what?
One of the key things is self-awareness
Okay.
and self-acceptance
Right.
for wanderers, recognizing those feelings of differentness
Yeah.
as part of who they are,
Mm-hmm.
instead of something being wrong with them.
Yeah. That can be so empowering.
It's like owning their cosmic identity,
Exactly.
embracing their unique perspective
Yeah.
and the gifts they bring,
Yeah.
even if the mainstream world doesn't always get it.
Right. And connecting with others who resonate on that same frequency,
Yeah.
whether they identify as wanderers or not,
Mm-hmm.
just sharing similar values and aspirations,
Yeah.
that can bring such a sense
Mm-hmm.
of belonging and support.
Finding your tribe.
Exactly. Finding your tribe.
That sense of community can be so important for anyone on a spiritual path, right?
It really can.
But especially for those who, I don't know, feel like they're walking a different path than most.
Absolutely. And remembering that they're not alone,
Yeah.
that they have this connection to a higher source of love and guidance
Right.
that can help them navigate the ups and downs of being here.
It's about anchoring themselves in that knowing, even when things feel chaotic.
Exactly. Yeah,
So it's a balancing act
it is.
between embracing their unique perspective as wanderers
Yeah,
and recognizing their connection to everyone else,
to the collective. Yeah.
their shared humanity.
Mm.
That's beautifully put.
It's about honoring both their individuality and their interconnectedness,
Yeah.
recognizing that both are essential to their journey.
This whole exploration of wanderers has been so insightful.
It has.
It's given us a new way to look at ourselves, our experiences, and our place in the cosmos.
It's really expanded our perspective.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what would you say to our listeners who are really resonating with these ideas?
That's a good question.
What steps can they take to embrace their potential?
Mm-hmm.
Whether they identify as wanderers or just feel called to contribute to the positive evolution of humanity.
The beautiful thing about the Law of One
Yeah.
is that it emphasizes that the path of service is open to everyone,
Right.
regardless of where they come from or what label they identify with.
It's not about waiting for a cosmic memo or a special invitation
No, not at all.
to start making a difference, right? It's about aligning our actions with our hearts
Yes.
and finding those unique ways we can contribute to the collective good.
Exactly, whether it's through acts of kindness,
Yeah.
creative expression, environmental stewardship,
Mm-hmm.
or simply radiating love and compassion in our daily lives.
Right.
We all have the power to be catalysts for change.
Every little act of service matters.
Absolutely. It ripples outwards.
And for those who think they might be wanderers,
Mm-hmm.
what guidance would you offer for, tapping into that cosmic heritage and embracing their unique mission?
Well, the Law of One really emphasizes self-reflection,
Okay.
meditation, connecting with your inner guidance system,
Yeah.
exploring spiritual teachings and practices that resonate with you,
Right.
especially those that emphasize unity, love, and service.
Mm-hmm.
And like we talked about earlier, seeking out like-minded individuals.
Finding your tribe. That's
Yeah.
who encourage you to shine brighter.
Yes, finding those mirrors and amplifiers of your own light.
And remember, the journey of self-discovery and service, it's ongoing.
It is.
There's no finish line.
No,
Just an
that's
ever-expanding horizon of possibilities.
so true.
Well, folks, This deep dive into the world of wanderers has
Yeah,
been truly inspiring.
I agree.
It's given us a glimpse into the vastness of consciousness
Hmm.
and the interconnectedness of all beings.
It's a beautiful thing.
If you're feeling that pull towards the extraordinary,
Yeah.
that yearning to explore your own cosmic identity
Hmm.
and contribute to the awakening of humanity,
Yes.
trust that inner guidance
Yeah.
and take those steps,
Hmm.
no matter how small they may seem.
They all matter.
And never underestimate the power of love, compassion, and choosing to serve others.
So important.
What a beautiful way to end this.
It is.
Until next time, keep seeking, keep exploring, and
It's
keep
like,
shining your light.
and you never know who you might inspire along the way.
Exactly. See you next time, everyone.